Hello and welcome to today's Vinyasa Yoga Flow. Today's class is a class that you can practice on a daily basis to help cultivate energy, relaxation, and find more presence in your body throughout the day. So when you're ready, find a comfortable seat on your mat and place your hands on your knees. Raise your arms up to the sky, gazing up at your fingertips, and find a twist by bringing your right hand to your left knee and gazing over your left shoulder. Coming back through center, raise your arms up to the sky, gaze up, and find a twist to the right this time as you hook your left arm to your right knee, gazing over your right shoulder. Coming back through center and bringing your hands to your knees. Begin to find shoulder rolls as you lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then back down. Finding circles in both directions. Beginning to release tension in your shoulders and your neck. On your next inhale, turn to face the front of your mat and come onto all fours. With your hips stacked above your knees, begin to sit back towards your heels to come into child's pose. Touch your big toes together as you spread your knees as wide as it feels comfortable for you, and then extend your arms out in front of you, placing your palms on the mat, bringing your forehead to the mat as well. Find deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Push through the palms to come up onto the fingertips. Thread the right arm through the left, finding a gentle twist in your child's pose. Bring your right arm back through center and then thread your left arm through the right, placing your left cheek on the mat this time. Finding deep breaths here as you find a gentle release in your lower back. Bringing your left arm back through center, coming up onto the fingertips to deepen the stretch. Walk your fingertips out slightly to come into melting heart pose as you stack your hips above your knees. Begin to melt your chest towards the mat. Staying here with your forehead on the mat or coming up on the chin and fingertips to deepen the stretch in the chest. Begin to walk your hands to the left side of the mat, placing your right hand on top of your left hand. Stay here as you find a deep stretch in the right side of your body. And slowly walking over to the right side this time, keeping your knees where they are, place your left hand over your right hand, bringing your forehead to the mat. Walking your hands back through center, come into tabletop pose as you stack your hips above your knees and your shoulders above your wrists. Push your belly towards your spine to engage your core and begin to find cat-cow pose as you drop your belly and lift your gaze on an inhale and exhale to round through the upper back, pressing out of the hands, tucking your hips on your exhale, and then switching. Continuing these, or introducing any organic movement here, really listening to what your body needs. So you can sit your hips back as you come through cat pose. You can find circles in between your transition, or you can shift your hips back and shift your weight forward, finding what works for you here. Find stillness as you tuck your toes. Push out of the hands to hover your knees. And then step your heels back and push your hips up to the sky to come into downward facing dog. You can find a slight bend in your knees here if that feels more comfortable for you. Bend one knee and extend the other leg, and then switch to find these pedal-like movements, stretching out your calves and your hamstrings, moving with the breath. When you're ready, coming up onto your toes, lift your gaze and jump towards your hands. Straighten out your legs as you come to a halfway lift, straightening your spine, gazing up. Exhale to fold. And on your next inhale, raise your arms to come up to the sky and then begin to hinge from your hips. Folding forward over your thighs. Inhale to a halfway lift. Your hands can come to your shins or to the mat. Palm the mat. Step your feet back, coming into a plank pose. Shift your body weight forward. Bend at the elbows to come to chaturanga. And then push out of the hands to come into upward facing dog. Pressing your hips towards the mat. And then rolling over your toes to come into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, gaze up, and jump to your hands. Find a halfway lift and then fold. On your next inhale, reach up to the sky. Come up into a standing position. Gaze up. And then hinge from your hips again. Fold forward over your thighs. Find a halfway lift. Palm the mat. Step your feet back. Coming into plank. Shift your body weight forward. Find chaturanga. Pushing up out of your hands to come into upward facing dog. Roll over your toes and find downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up to come into three-legged dog, and then drive your left leg through your hands to come into a low lunge. Pushing your hips down to the mat, staying strong through the left leg. Reach your arms up to the sky. And then place your hands to frame your left foot. Begin to sit your hips back towards your right foot to come into half splits, pushing your right hip forward and your left hip back slightly to square off the hips. Flexing your left foot as you find a deep hamstring stretch in your left leg. Roll over the back toes. grounding down through the left foot to come into a high lunge. Staying strong through your back leg. And then find Warrior 2 as you face the long ways of your mat, bringing your right foot parallel to the back of your mat, bending into the left knee, bringing your left elbow to your left thigh. Bring your right arm up and over towards your right ear. And then find Reverse Warrior as you bring your right hand to your right knee. Left arm comes up towards your left ear. Extend your left leg straight. Shift your weight forward and bring your left hand to your left shin or ankle, bringing your right arm up to the sky, stacking your shoulders above one another. And then lean your weight back, coming into reverse triangle as your right hand comes to your right knee. Lift your left arm up towards your ear. Gaze up. Frame your left foot with your palms. Keep your right hand planted as you lift your left arm up to the sky, finding a twist in your lunge position. And then bringing your hand back down. Bring your left foot back to come into plank. Shift your weight forward. Find chaturanga as you come into your back bend, finding upward facing dog. Roll over the toes. Find downward facing dog. Breathe. Come up on the fingertips. Jump forward. Find halfway lift. And fold. Reach your hands up toward the sky. Gaze up. Finding a slight back bend. And then hinge at your hips to fold forward over your thighs. Palm the mat, step your feet back. Find plank. Shift your body weight forward. Find chaturanga. Find your back bend in upward facing dog. And then roll over your toes to find downward facing dog. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, raise your right leg up to come into three-legged dog. And then drive your right leg through your arms to come into a low lunge. Drop the back knee. Stay strong through the right leg as you reach your arms up, pressing your hips down toward the mat. Frame your right foot as you begin to sit your hips back towards your left foot. Flex your right foot to find half splits, folding over the right leg if that feels comfortable for you. Otherwise, staying high up on the fingertips, gaze lifted. Tuck your back toes as you find high lunge, grounding down through the right foot, reaching your arms up toward the sky. Finding Warrior 2 as you face the long ways of your mat. Left foot is parallel to the back of the mat this time, with your right foot and right knee bent towards the front of the mat. Place your right elbow on your right thigh as you bring your left arm up and over towards your left ear, finding a left body stretch. Lean your weight back as you bring your left hand to your left knee, reaching your right arm up toward the sky. extend your right leg straight, shift your weight forward, and bring your right hand to your right shin or ankle. Left shoulder is stacked over the right, left arm reaching up to the sky. Use your core strength to bring your body back up. Place your left hand on your left leg. As you stack your right shoulder above your left, right arm reaches up to the sky, finding reverse triangle. Frame your right foot as you come into your high lunge twist. Keep your left palm planted as you reach your right arm up to the sky, gazing up at your right fingertips. Staying strong through the left leg. Come back through center. Bring your right foot back to meet your left, coming into plank. Shift your body weight forward, coming into chaturanga. Find upward facing dog, and then roll over your toes to find downward facing dog. Awesome job. Come up high on the toes, gaze up, jump forward to find halfway lift, and then fold forward. Gaze up as you palm the mat, step your feet back into plank, shift your body weight forward, find chaturanga as you find upward facing dog. Roll over the toes to find downward facing dog. And when you're ready, coming onto the knees as we find camel pose. So preparing this back bend by bringing your knees hip width distance apart, stacking your hips above your knees, placing your hands on your lower back with your fingertips facing down or fingertips panning out to the sides, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Either way, squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze your elbows together, push your chest out and up toward the sky as you begin to drop your head back. Staying here with your hands on your lower back if this is a deep enough back bend for you. Otherwise, you can find full camel pose by bringing your hands to your ankles and dropping your head back completely. Breathe through any sensations you feel. When you're ready, place your hands on your lower back if you found full camel and begin to sit back onto your heels. Find a brief moment of rest here as you place your hands over one another, resting them in your lap, returning back to your breath here. Slowly release as you shift to the middle of your mat, coming into a laying position on your back. Bring your feet to the mat. Bend your left knee as you place your left ankle over your right knee, flexing your left foot to find a gentle hip opening stretch. You can interlace your fingers to grab onto your thigh or your right shin. Keep your left foot flexed. Slowly release. And this time, plant your left foot on the mat as you bring your right ankle to your left knee, keeping your right foot flexed here. Again, staying here, or finding a deeper stretch as you lift your left foot off the mat, grabbing onto your left thigh or your left shin. And slowly release. Extending your legs out in front of you. Bring your right knee towards your chest and use your left hand to bring your right knee over to the left side of your mat. Finding a release in your lower back as you extend your right arm out to the side. Gazing over your right shoulder if that's comfortable for you. Coming back through center. This time bringing your left knee towards your chest. Extend your left arm out to the side as you use your right hand to bring your left knee over to the right side. Breathe. Slowly release to come back through center. And we'll find happy baby as you reach your arms inside your legs, grabbing for the outsides of your feet, flexing your feet so that they face the sky, actively pushing your knees towards the outside of your ribs. And slowly release when you're ready. You have the option to stay here for a few minutes in Savasana to end the practice. So you can extend your legs out to the side, place your arms out to the side with your palms facing up. Or you can find reclined butterfly by bringing the soles of your feet together and place your right hand on your lower belly and your left hand over your heart. Rest here for a few moments to end your class, which I highly recommend. Otherwise, come into a seated position to end the class today. Lift your arms up, gaze up, and then drop your left hand to the mat. Finding a stretch on the right side by bringing your right arm up and over. Reach your arms up through center and then find the same stretch on the right side this time by dropping your right hand to the mat, reaching your left arm up and over. And release. I hope you enjoyed this class today. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next class soon. Namaste.